Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Loretta McNary Show. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to your host, Loretta McNary.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Loretta McNary Show. We are on location, so if things appear to be a little different than they are, because we're at the beautiful Station 1942. It is Felicia Bean Barnes Catering Company's grand opening, and we're here to cover the event. We won't miss a thing, so don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back and talk to some of the people who are here to help celebrate the grand opening of Station 1942. See you in just a moment.
This year's MVP goes to Jake.
Take steroids and eventually everyone will see you for what you really are. A fake, a fraud, an asterisk. Don't be an asterisk.
Like I told you, we're at the beautiful Station 1942, and here's my caterer and also the owner of Station 1942. And I just wanted to say hi.
Thank you so much, Loretta, for coming. We really appreciate your support.
Oh, you know, that goes both ways. So tell me, what was the vision behind Station 1942?
The vision behind Station 1942 is to bring people back into this community. The community lies north of the airport in the Ketchum area, and it is in the old Memphis Depot Park, which is now the new Memphis Business Depot. The Memphis Business Depot was actually built in 1942, thus the name Station 1942.
I was wondering, how did you come up with 1942? Now I know.
Well, it didn't hurt either that my business partner, who is my mother, was born in, oh no, people know now.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So we really hope people come to this area, revisit it. Station 1942 is for everyone in the community. Any group, there's no group too large, no group too small. We have a beautiful golf course that folks can do any item on, any kind of an event that they would love. Family reunions, beautiful weddings by the lake. We have just a plethora of items that they can do there.
I just want to tell you, it is absolutely beautiful inside and out. You've done a lot of work, because I've been here prior to your coming, and the fact that you are here not only to do business but to bring other businesses business by having your patrons come here, so everybody wins, and that is the most unselfish thing I've heard in a long time from a business owner.
Well, it's important to us. We remember when we didn't have a facility to cater out of, and that's why we want to be able to bring in outside caterers, so an event planner can...
Okay, wait a minute. You are a caterer, and you are the best, hands down, in the city for me. And now when somebody books this facility, which is a community facility that you already claimed, other caterers, they don't have to use you? That's unheard of.
No, they don't have to use us. They may have a preferred caterer, and that caterer can come into the facility. We work out the details with the organization or the group, and we let that caterer come in. They just have to be licensed and bonded.
Wow, okay, my camera guy Sam is giving you a hand, girl. That is awesome. Wow, how selfish. Okay, so this is a beautiful facility that people can rent out for parties, receptions, TV shows, proms, weddings, family reunions, because it's the golf course and the lake. That's amazing. And you just wouldn't expect all of this to be back here. And when you were telling me about it, like, oh Lord, she is really thinking big. And then when I saw what you've done to this place, I mean, everything is basically new. It seems like we stepped out of Memphis, actually.
Thank you so much.
What's your website?
Website is www.station1942.com or www.feliciabeancatering.com.
All right, and you can also find her by finding me, and you'll find her. She's my exclusive caterer, and I know she doesn't like this, so I'm going to let her go so she can mingle with her guests, and we'll bring on some more people to talk about, because I can tell you it's beautiful. It's grand. Artwork.
Local artists.
We'll bring her back, because it is so much more than just a banquet facility or a place to rent out and a caterer. This girl is really uplifting the community and making everybody in Memphis look good and feel good about Memphis, Tennessee. So you're one of the things that's great about Memphis.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, don't go anywhere. We got more to come at Station 1942. I have have with me none other than the fabulous Sharon Coleman, author of From Rags to Riches, owner of Ritz's Florist, and interior design. And so she had a hand in making this place look as beautiful as it does, because when I was talking to Felicia, I said, well, when I came here, I didn't see all of this, but I'm so glad that you hired an interior design to make it pop, and you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you so very much.
Tell us some of the challenges, because I'm telling you, it's transformed like 360 degrees.
First of all, we had a decent budget, but wow, we had to come in, we had to actually do like the ceiling, we had to do a lot of the plumbing, the electrical over, move outlets around, the carpet, of course. We knocked out walls, we took down old tile. So we did a lot of inside structural work before we really got to the interior decorating part.
Yeah, I know, because it looks like a totally different place. I was here earlier in the year, or by Christmas time, and I'm telling you, had I not experienced it myself, I would know that this is not the same place.
Exactly. We even went on the outside, like there's a lake outside and there's a golf course outside. So we did work with the windows. We basically cleaned the windows, put up new blinds, and we opened the blinds, and now we bring the outside inside. And as you,
I'm gonna get married here. I've just decided.
Wow. Have you found the man yet?
Yeah, that's the only thing missing right now. But I'm just telling you, it's incredible. Sam had to take his earphones off. Sam, you're not doing anything next June timber. I might be looking for you.
Wow, I'll do the flowers.
I'm just saying it is that beautiful, and I have extremely high standards and a low budget, but what you guys have done here is just remarkable.
Thank you. I love the fact of working with Felicia, because Felicia likes earth tones, and we needed something fun, and as you can see, the chairs are kind of fun. We didn't do a whole lot of greenery, but we did enough flowers, and we still kept the contemporary look and very fresh, clean look. So I try to accommodate the client, and Felicia loves earth tones, so you
made it happen for her. And one thing I want to say on a more serious note, because I know people look at properties and I look at properties, and if I don't see it already like this, I cannot visualize the beauty or the potential. So when people are looking for something, they say, hey, can they call you and say, hey, I see this thing, it's a dud right now, but do you think it has the potential to really be something more? Can you advise them?
Oh, for sure, because I, as an interior decorator, I see the finished product. So the worst is the best for me. Yes, I love the worst.
So you, like an artist, love and prefer a blank canvas?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Sharon Coleman, how can we find you?
You can find me at 306 South Dudley. You can call me at 901-525-1645. And you also can call me at 310-248-0570. My clients are all over the place.
I know.
Yes.
And she has her own personality, her own style, but she does take in consideration yours. But her vision is incredible, so she will give you the best that there is. So you guys check her out, and don't go anywhere, because we got more fabulous Memphians coming your way in just a moment. For those who just tuned in, we're on location live at Station 1942 in the Army Depot, which is now the Memphis Business Depot. And Felicia has, she has recreated a building that was here previously and made it into something that Memphis can be proud of. And so we can't do a show and talk about what's great about Memphis without talking about one of our most phenomenal artists, and that's Miss Darlene Newton. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
And we just discovered that she is the daughter of one of my favorite, well, my very favorite out of all the teachers I ever had in my life. Miss Thomas is her mom, and her mom actually remembers me from 4th grade, so that's like crazy to me.
Yes, absolutely.
So we want to talk about you, though. We'll bring Miss Thomas on, and we'll have our conversations about her being my favorite and me being her favorite, so all you rest of you folk, it wasn't you. But anyway, this lady, I saw her about a year ago, and you were creating art at an event that was about the event, and that was just so amazing to me.
Yes, I was with Memphis Connect, and I just painted a piece on location at that event. It was very exciting.
So what's your forte? Do you prefer that kind of to do that, or you like being at home where nobody's looking? But to me, to be in front of people and doing art, that would kind of be scary for me.
No, it's not scary now. Either way is fine with me. I think it's very important, painting on location, part of an educational process, because most people have never seen an artist paint. So I don't mind it because it allows people to learn something new.
How long have you been an artist?
Probably since I was 3. So that's about 31 years, but professionally probably about 12 years.
Wow. So did you always know, though, at 3, can you remember as early as 3 that you wanted to be an artist?
No, I didn't want to be an artist until I was a senior in high school, when I was about to major in biomedical engineering.
That's such a huge disparity between art and biomedicine.
I like science too. Yeah, I do. But my art teacher, I just took a random class because it was easy and I liked it. And my art teacher told me the different careers I could have in art. And I started thinking about an art career seriously then.
So tell us the name of your business, because I think I love the name. It's
the Pink Room Studio.
And I love pink. I absolutely love the color pink. So I'm just remember that just from that meeting you that one time. So what do you say to a parent whose child is like doodling and you like, ooh, you tell them it's pretty, but it really isn't? How do you keep encouraging them not to give up?
You hang it on the wall. You just let them do what they do, and you'll see where it goes. Either it goes somewhere or it's just something that they like.
Okay, how can we find you?
You can find me on the web at darlenesart.com.
Okay, we'll have to get you to come to one of my events and do some artwork as it takes place. How about that?
Absolutely, sounds great.
And tell my favorite teacher I said hello and I love her.
Okay.
Everybody, Darlene. We'll be right back.
In 1990, in Severn, Maryland, the daughter of a clergyman was discovered by a music industry insider while pumping gas at a service station. The odds of her getting signed and spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of this former church choir singer going on to sell 40 million records? 1 in 15 million. The odds of the same woman winning 6 Grammy Awards and starring in 2 Broadway plays? 1 in 75 million. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Everybody, this show is really going to be part of the What's Great About Memphis segment, because we are known for barbecue, blues, good music, but there's a lot more going on that a lot of you don't know about. So I wanted to bring one of Memphis' best and favorite attorneys, Miss Gina Higgins, to the show to tell you about her career and what she does for the community and how close. I mean, her family is crazy. They so close. I'm like scared of them. Y'all almost like a clan. I know your sister Mary, and you guys are so, like in the old days, how close families was. What advice can you give us for making our families close like that?
Well, I think it starts with this. You grow up in South Memphis, so you're like bred and born in Memphis, Tennessee, and you're part of the community. And you have a mother who is a single parent. She has 10 children, so she has to be mother and father. She has to work, so she has to put down rules that says who's going to do what and when they're going to do it. And everybody knows at the end of the day, when she gets home, it's not done because you're children. No, it's not done. So you get your family whippings at night. All of the bigger children, the older children, got their whippings almost every day because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. But she keeps going, and she gets you to church, and she makes sure you go, and she makes sure you do your homework. All of you, everybody has to help everybody else, and you keep going. And the one thing you are not allowed to do is fight with each other.
Was that like the worst whipping ever if you fought with each other?
Absolutely. She would tell us she would kill us And she had a lot of sayings about what she was going to do, how she brought us in, how she take us out, and how it was all going to be. And my mother has perhaps the biggest hands of any woman you've ever seen, and they served real well. She never really said, go get me a switch. She was okay with what she did and how she did it.
Okay, so that's where you got your strong family morals and values from, and you take it into your professional life as an attorney and also as a judge?
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you how deep this goes with regard to family morals and values. My mother lived in a neighborhood where everybody had a lot of children, but she had certain expectations for us. We were the only children in the neighborhood that had to sweep the alley, clean off the top of the house, make sure that we had to be in by dark. We had rules and we had to follow those rules. She was a strict taskmaster, she really was, but we thank God for it because it made us into the people
you are today.
That's exactly right. So growing up, I kept waiting on her to have that conversation with me about where are you going to college, what are you going to do, and how do you see yourself. She never had that conversation with me. I was so disappointed. So finally, after I got to college, because she wouldn't let me leave home, I had to go to the University of Memphis. Got to college and I asked her one day, I said, Mama, why didn't you ever ask me if I was going to college or what I wanted to do? She said, well, you didn't have a choice in the matter. You were going to college.
I'm like that too. My children didn't even know you didn't have to go. They thought when you got to 12th grade, you immediately, without a doubt, went to college until they got to 10th grade and somebody told them that you didn't. It was optional. But for my family like yours, it's not optional. You need to have it. Okay, so you went to college at the University of Memphis. You got your JD. You started
undergrad university, and I was still not ready to leave home, so I went to the University of Memphis undergrad as well as the University of Memphis Law School. So I am purely Memphis bred and born.
Oh, wow. I can see you doing so much more, you know.
Let me tell you what I did. I had been in Memphis all of my life, so you know what I decided to do? I joined the Navy to see the world, to get out of Memphis. I joined the Navy to get out of Memphis, went away for 7 years. I was on active duty, went everywhere Uncle Sam sent me, and just had a wonderful time in the Navy. Came back here because I really wanted to serve in Memphis. The people that I knew were not exposed to lawyers. They didn't know lawyers, they didn't have lawyers, and they needed people to have. So I came back, and that's what I've been doing ever since. I represent our people in every opportunity I get.
You have got to come back on the show because you have an incredible story, one that I'm sure will inspire and motivate tons of people. So I want everybody to, how can they find you? I know on Facebook because we're Facebook friends, but where else can they find you?
Well, my name is Gina Higgins. I am a practicing attorney, so I can be reached here in Memphis at 348-4406, but you can find me in the phone book as well. That's Attorney Gina Higgins. And I have a second part of that story that I'd love to tell you about sometime, about some of the things that I've done since I've been blessed to be a lawyer. I'd love to share that with you. And
you have to come back because I know your story will inspire other little girls and little guys to go on and pursue law and higher heights, because after you become an attorney, you got to pursue a judgeship, right? And we'll tell them about that later. Everybody, Gina Higgins will be right back.
Thank you.
Everybody, it is such an awesome pleasure to sit here with this lady. I'm serious for several reasons. One being that we both graduated from Melrose, the Golden Wildcats. We're like the capital of Memphis, Tennessee when it comes to high school. And so help me welcome to the show, whatever Sam, Judge Ernestine Hunt Doris.
Thank you, and good afternoon. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you found me.
I had to find you. I sent a friend over, DeJuan, to go get you, and he said you were here, and I already told Felicia when she said you were going to be here, I got to interview her.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm always happy to say something about Orange Mountain, Tennessee.
I know you love it and still love it.
Yeah, Melrose, Golden Wildcat.
Is there any other high school?
There is not. None that we will claim.
Exactly. But we're going to talk about something else because we don't want them to change because they're such haters sometimes, especially my cousins who went to Hamilton. But anyway, this lady has made us all so proud to be called a Memphian because of what you do as a judge, as a woman, and everything in this community. You love Memphis.
I do, and I guess it must show up in me because when I'm out of town, I have brought so many conferences to Memphis, and I guess it must show up in me that people must want to come to Memphis. And it's usually because I must have said something great about Memphis, and I've had several great conferences. Last year I had women judges from across the country here. Matter of fact, we had Sandra Day O'Connor, and she was leading the conga line, honey.
In Memphis. I didn't know. What do you have coming up next? We want everybody to know. They need to keep up with you because you do. And then one of your good friends that I met some years ago when I first met you, and I'm telling you, I'm so proud of you. It's like we are really sisters because we went to the same high school. But Judge Maybelline, and she was just talking about how wonderful you are.
Now, that's my good friend, and I don't think I have an event for her, but I do have the American Bar Association section on individual rights and responsibilities will meet here in October again this year. Then I'm the co-chair with Judge Bernice Donald on that conference. So we're glad to be able to bring that one to Memphis.
And you have been a judge in that seat how long?
20 years now.
20 years. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
20 years, and I'm going to try to do one more term. And then it's time for me to give it to somebody else. Somebody else might need a place to be.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what the city will look like if you're not sitting in that seat, though. I understand what you want to pass the baton, and that's so admirable, and not many people would say something like that, but everybody's not you either.
Well, yeah, I've always thought that we often have the first person being the first of everything, and it's always the same person that's the first. And so at some point we are going to have to stop being the first or the seconds and just give it up to somebody else and let them bring in new energies and new directions. And so I'm happy to go and retire.
You're so awesome. Tell us what the first that you have the title for right now, because you have a lot of firsts.
Well, actually, I'm the first African-American woman judge for the city of Memphis, but Judge Bernice Donald was the first woman judge in the state of Tennessee, black woman judge in the state of Tennessee, and I was the second black woman judge in the state of Tennessee. So I'm not looking for any other first unless I'm the first retired judge that has her jewelry line on in major department stores.
HSN, the home networking shows and all that too. Okay, because I know you're known for your jewelry. And that's another show. I have to get her on the big show and we just talk about her and all the things that she's doing. Because I'm like, where does she find the time? Everybody, Judge Ernestine Hunt Doris, one of the things that's one of the people who's great about Memphis. We'll be right back. Thank you. Thank you. I know a lot of you probably recognize this face. I'm just pulling people in. We're still on location at the beautiful station 1942, and I have one of my new and dear friends. I mean, I'm so proud of her. I want to be like her when I grow up. But this is none other than Veronica Hayes. Hi, Veronica.
Loretta, how are you?
I'm good, and it's so funny that we met at one of the most wonderful events that I went to all year. Was your event. Seriously, it was well organized. The food was great. I met so many wonderful contact people. I'm in a room with millionaires, so who wouldn't feel good about your friends being my friends?
Oh, thank you. For Loretta's guests here, we met at an event that I did back in, I guess it was in April, at the Classical Music Awards, and I tell you, this isn't about what I'm doing right now, it's about what you're doing right now.
About you! Because they can hear about me all the time. But tell us about the Classic Gold Awards.
Well, I'm hosting events still, around receptions around the country, the Classical Music Awards, and this is the inaugural year, and it's going to be held in Fort Lauderdale on August the 30th. So, guys, we are celebrating artists that did original music way back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and all that good old R&B feel-good music that we kind of miss that artists aren't putting out today. So that's primarily what the awards show about. And we are honoring my dad, which, you know, I hold near and dear to my heart, so I'm really excited about that.
And she is so humble. I'll tell you who he is. And I love my dad, too. Everybody knows I miss him so much, Mr. Dave Shorter. That's my dad. But her dad is equally amazing to her, and that's Isaac Hayes.
Well, all dads are important to their own.
We need to lift them up like that, too, especially those who are so actively in our lives as your dad was. So tell us about, that's why this award and all that.
Well, you know, the cool thing about it is, you know, my dad passed away. It'll be 2 years ago in August. But just the stories when I meet people on the street or in the grocery store and they figure out who I am, all the stories. And I've actually learned more about my dad since he's passed away, just from listening to people talk. So it helps keep his memory alive in me, and you know, helps keeps his legacy going. So yeah,
it does. And I met him a couple of times, but I didn't get a chance to tell him my all-time favorite song too. Of course, the theme for Shaft, and also I Stand Accused. When I hear that song, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I stand accused of, but if it was something, it would be written in that song for me. I love him.
Oh my God, that's my favorite. By the time I get to Phoenix, and now that I'm an adult woman, you know, I hear all what they say. My dad was responsible for the population boom in the early 70s because of all his love songs in 15 minutes. So yeah, those are really, really cool songs. So we'll be recognizing him as well.
And he covers so many different generations, because my sons know him first was when he was on that cartoon.
South Park. He was the voice of the chef on South Park, yeah.
And they learned more about him as they thought, Mom, you know him? Like, yeah, that's Isaac Hayes. And so who is that? He's from Memphis, and he's done all this. So they are avid fans of his now. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to come talk to me. And I know that any event that you put your hand on, girl, is going to be classic. It's going to be phenomenal.
Definitely be invited. You will definitely be invited.
Me and Darius, so we won't have to like just knock at the door and hope to get in. And Sam, I got to bring Sam now too. Yeah. So you know, we were like so happy. Darius met so many people, my photographer, and we just had a ball. It was like, I'm telling you, next to this event, it was like my favorite so far this year.
Well, you guys, Loretta keeps saying she's humble as well. You all, please support this woman. She is fabulous. She's doing fabulous things. Loretta McNary is on the map, you guys. She's on Facebook. Hit her up. And
I can't pay for this kind of stuff. Don't talk, girl.
I do PR. I'll be your publicist, but
okay, I got it on camera. I was gonna ask her. Sam has it. My new publicist. And what's the name of your company, so they'll know how to contact me through you?
H2 Publicity and Management.
All right, Veronica Hayes, everybody. She on camera now. She can't take it back. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Thank you. Everybody, I'm telling you, you really should have been here at this event. It has been amazing. And Memphis is known for a lot of things, music, barbecue, as I said before, a lot of great people, but I could not talk about what's great about Memphis without talking about somebody who has put Memphis on the map in such an incredible way as being the city mayor some years constantly, and done an amazing job downtown. I love you for that, and I'll never forget it, what you've done for downtown Memphis. Everybody, Mayor Harrington.
Thank you, Loretta. It's very kind of you to give me the opportunity to say hello to your viewing audience. I want to thank you for what you do. You know, Memphis is a great city. We have a lot of attributes. You talked about our downtown area. I remember 17 years ago, downtown Memphis was dead.
It was.
It was barren. And look at it now. I mean, about 30,000 people living, working in downtown. The art district is thriving. We got loft apartments, AutoZone. We got a state-of-the-art ballpark. And we have the FedEx Forum with the Grizzlies.
Under your leadership.
You're absolutely right.
While you were in office. So
you're absolutely right.
I don't care what people say, but that is something they cannot take away from you.
But you know what I'm really proud of?
What are you really proud of?
I'm proud of how we transformed public housing.
Yes.
When I grew up in Memphis, going through Lemoyne Gardens, Lamar Terrace, the Foot Homes and Dixie Homes, it was horrible.
Yes.
You go over there now, we have decent places for people to live, and I thank God that I've had the opportunity to help to do that. And Memphis is a great city,
yes,
and it's going to get better because of people like you. Thank you, darling.
Everybody, Dr. Mayor Willie Harrington. You'll see this guy a lot more on this show, I guarantee it, because he is definitely what's great about Memphis. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Like any good thing, it has to come to an end, as this show does too. But I want everybody to please come out and visit Station 1942. You'll see me here sometimes. You'll definitely see my caterer. And as she said before, you can have any kind of event here. It backs up to a golf course and has a lake. And this is one of those things that's definitely what's great about Memphis. Everybody, thanks so much for watching the Loretta McNary Show. Think big, stay positive, and help someone along the way. And we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.